Hi guys, it's Jazz1122 here, and I'm here for the reading for the Aries out there from March 11th through March 17th. I hope all of you are having an amazing day so far. And also, I want to say a big thank you to those who subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. And also, I would like to even thank those who even watch my videos just for a few seconds or a few minutes. I appreciate you as well. And also, as a disclaimer, always remember that if this reading does not resonate, it's okay. Maybe my reading will another day. Okay, so let's get right into it. I will have the monthly readings out probably by the monthly readings out by next week. I kind of fell a little behind, so I'm trying to catch up, but I was deciding, I was like, I don't know, should I just skip March? And then I was like, no, I don't want to skip March. I want to still complete it. To me, it's better late than never. So I'm excited to see what's going on with you guys. How has the retrogrades been for you by this point? I have to say, for me, it hasn't been too bad. I came to a lot of healing conclusions. So this retrograde actually has helped me a lot. Okay, so we have the Lovers here for this week. So I really see that the universe is helping conspire to bring you and another together, I see. Maybe you guys were separated, and maybe the Mercury retrograde is actually setting the tone to actually come to a common ground, because even though it is a retrograde, but it's in Pisces. So I feel that there could be some heartfelt conversations this week. And maybe it could bring a new beginning for someone that meant a lot to you, because sometimes people come in our lives and then we have to go our separate ways for the time being, and then the getting tongue tied, and then we come back to each other. I just feel like when we go through the ebb and flow and allow people to go when their time is up, who knows, they might be back, and it could be better than it was before because they're a better person and so are you. I feel like this was the situation that you guys had to take some time apart. They had to go on to learn lessons, and so did you. So now the universe is saying, okay, we can actually start to bring these two together. It could actually be during Aries season, actually, that you guys actually go into the new beginning. And we have the Two of Swords reverse and the Hermit card. So I feel that you guys are making the decision that it is time to go inside. Maybe this connection has caused you to really look inside yourself and to see what wounds that came out of you that could have caused the separation. I feel that when we have wounds, we trigger each other, and sometimes it does take for us to go our separate ways, for us to be with other people to really see. Like, for example, myself. It wasn't until I got into this relationship that I'm in that I truly realized how wounded I was. It wasn't until I met someone else that had a higher vibration than me, because I thought I was already on a high vibration, but my partner really shined a flashlight in my darkness, and I wanted to run from him. But like you guys, I made the decision that, wow, this connection is so strong that I have to make the decision to go inside and to heal those memories I don't want to think about. And for me, a lot of my trauma came from my past relationships. And maybe that's what's gotten in the way of your guys' connection, because they were holding on wounds where people broke their heart, and you was holding on wounds that, from the people that broke your heart, and that got in the way. So I really feel like this time around during this Mercury retrograde is helping you reflect, like, wow, I see how my childhood had an impact. I see how my relationships had an impact. So that's great. And we have the Three of Swords reversed. So like I was saying, it's definitely healing taking place. And even though going back to those memories is painful, but however, it is necessary. Because I feel like the universe, like I was saying, is trying to bring you guys together. And I feel that it's the wounds that got in the way, that you guys would have caused unnecessary harm to each other, because it was no going inside. It was more taking the wounds out on each other, but not really realizing the cause. Like, when me and my partner used to get into arguments, I realized, like, 9 times out of 10, they hit a wound that I already had, and I had less patience to deal with them, because of what others have done to me, and he wouldn't even do anything of that extent. But soon as I felt like it was like attack. It was like, no, 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 I'm out, I'm leaving. Maybe you guys can relate to that, where this person didn't really do anything to truly hurt you, but I feel that if they, because what I mean by that is there wasn't intentionally trying to hurt you. Like, we're not perfect. But I mean, it's not someone who like lies to you or like cheats on you or any of that. Maybe it was just arguments that really got the best of you guys. And that's what happened in my partnership. So I had to take time to heal and really realize, like, wow, my relationship with you isn't the problem. It's what I have allowed myself to go through in the past that's causing these issues. And I feel that's what you're realizing. And because you're realizing that, the universe is like, okay, now it's time to start to bring this person back, because they're aware of what they're doing and not projecting it on someone else. And I feel that you start to realize that, like, wow, maybe I'm just projecting my wounds on the other person, and they're a reflection of how I'm treating myself. This is definitely something stable. Like, the universe is wanting to bring this person in your life, but for this reading, I feel like the only thing that was really holding you guys back was the past wounds. I feel that's why this retrograde is so important, because it's really causing us to really reflect on where we've been. To me, this has been a culmination of my whole life, to be honest. Not just last year, not just 2 years ago, but to me, my whole life is under review. Like, how did my relationships play a part? How did my family play a part? How did the places I work play a part in my wounds? And like you guys, I'm going through healing, and this is where the universe is able to bring you your 10 of Pentacles, where it's going to manifest. And this is shows right here where it's happiness, because these wounds are finally healed and you're aware of them. I feel like the universe is very patient with us, to the point that we don't have to have it all the way together. As soon as we become even slightly aware, we do not realize how that powerful that is, that we could change our realities when we're aware. And I have to say, I didn't want to go back, but I'm glad that I did, because I got so much golden nuggets out of those painful moments, and helped me realize subconsciously I was sabotaging myself. Just because I was physically away from these situations, I thought I was healed. But to be honest, I had so much trauma, because I did go through a lot in relationships. So I couldn't, no matter who it was, no matter how good they treated me, I will always look to the bad, and what they would do, I will blow up to unimmeasurable amounts. And it was unrealistic expectations. And I'm saying it because I did it in this relationship. But I'm so glad that my partner was patient with me through this, because it took me a while to realize. I really had to go in like the hermit and really spend some time alone and be like, wow, he really didn't cause any of my wounds. He's actually been here trying to help. Like, and I'm taking all of what, my past relationships did, and all this baggage, and that's not fair to the other person. So I feel maybe that's why the universe is like, okay, for you guys too, okay, we gotta separate them, because they're going to ruin each other, because they're not taking the time to do the inner work. We know that you care about this person, but the way that it's been going is not healthy. And now it's having the opportunity to change that and have a new beginning from a more healthy point of view. So let's go into the clarifiers of why the Lovers card is here. We have the Hermit here again. So I feel like the universe is really, if you have this special person that's in mind that you would like to reconcile with, I feel the universe message is, it is the possibility to manifest, but however, the universe wants you to focus on your own wounds first. Then once you do your healing, your outside world will reflect that. I feel that the love you had with this person was great, but then you know how you fall deeply for someone, and then it's like you you have a fear, like, wow, this person has the power to completely destroy me, like, and we feel so fragile, but that's only because we've been hurt and we haven't healed. So we try to build, these walls, and then we have these high, it's good to have high expectations, but make sure they're not out of fear to the point that you're putting this person under so much pressure that doesn't have to be there to make you happy, because you chose to build that wall. And we don't always realize this. I didn't realize this. So I was like, wow, I'm putting this, it's unrealistic expectation. So it's really to focus on yourself right now. This is the time to be alone. To not only think about this person, but also think about everyone else you come in contact with, family, friends, everyone. I feel like this is a deep reflection of how you come across to everybody. And we have the Page of Cups. Because the reconciliation is here. The key is you healing the situation first. And I'm going to tell you an example of this. For me, I never met my father before, but I had an uncle that was like a father figure to me. And I remember at 11 years old, I never forget it. And he took me places and everything. And I remember I told him one day, I was like, I see you as my dad. And then I remember as a little girl looking out the window and I was calling his name. And I was like, Uncle, Uncle, And he looked at me and then he kept going. Like, I did not know even that set the tone that in my mind that every masculine that said they love me would leave me. That if conditions came, they would go and not care nothing about me. And I didn't realize how young that wound has started. But over time, it was probably, this happened in 2001. It wasn't until literally 2014 that I actually heard from him after about 13 years. And it took for me to heal that wound myself before he physically came and made it right. And that's what made me realize a lot of things. It's not always about the person admitting their wrongs. It's about you learning to forgive first. And then you'll see the effects. And I saw this happen when I already forgiven someone, rather they said sorry or not. Ironically, that's when I got my apology. Ironically, that's when I also received that second chance if I chose to either give it another try or let it go. With my father figure, my uncle, I chose to let it go. It was nice because I finally could heal that wound. And ever since then, I've healed the masculinity wound I had. And I actually had structures where if a man chose to leave me, I wouldn't fall apart. I wouldn't feel any less than myself. I just looked at it as this person has served their time in my life, but I shouldn't take it so personally, like what's wrong with me? Like, am I ugly? Am I not good enough? See, that's what happens. That's why we need to go inside and give that love to ourselves first. Apologize to yourself. If you're waiting for an apology from this person that hurt you, apologize for yourself, for allowing you for you to put yourself in that situation. Forgive yourself for allowing yourself to go through the pain. It's okay, because everyone does it. But let me tell you, when you learn to forgive yourself, you're able to forgive others. That's why you ever see people who's so unforgiving. It's because they never forgiven themselves. So how could they forgive someone else? It's so within, so without. So that's why your outer reality is a reflection of how you deal with yourself. And the more that I've healed, for example, the better my relationships came. The boundaries were more clear. I don't feel all stressed out. I don't feel people tugging on my energy because I healed a lot. And it's definitely worth it. The hermit, yes, is lonely. But through my times of isolation, I actually grown to love it. I actually grown to love to be my own best friend. Ask myself, how am I doing today? How am I feeling today? I started to be all the things that I look for in people. That's what changed my life. When I used to cry about, man, I feel like I don't have no friends, I don't have this. But then I said, you know what, I'm going to be a friend of myself. And then when I started to be a friend to myself, I didn't need, so my friends can go wherever they want to. I don't take it personally. And also with relationships, I chose to be a partner to myself. And that's why my relationship is great. It all starts with you. And that's what the universe is hoping you realize this week. So let's see why the Two of Swords and the Hermit card is here. The Empress. It's through you that these new beginnings come, Aries. It's through you going inside. You have no idea how powerful it is. You making this decision to look within inside yourself, you are finding such gold. Yes, you may find the things you don't want to remember, but however, you going there, you accepting that. And if you get emotional, feel that, but don't stay there. Because as much as you clear, you are giving birth to new opportunities that you couldn't even imagine. You're healing on unmeasurable amount of levels that you don't see yet. But don't let that discourage you. Because your season is coming up. The sun's going to be in Aries. See, this is a time to get us prep, it's like prep work, a final exam before we go into the astrological new year, to make sure we're ready, to make sure that we're built, so we are ready to receive these 10 of Pentacles that the universe has for us, so we don't feel like we don't deserve it. The universe wants you to go inside and say, I deserve it. I forgive myself. I love myself. I'm healing. I forgive those that hurt me, not for them, but for me, because I'm ready to receive everything that is for me, that the reason why I came on this planet for. So let's see why the Three of Swords is here. Ace of Cups. Aries, this main thing is about finding love with you. Through you healing, you, like I said, you have, look at this combination, especially with the Empress, the Ace of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles. Your manifestations were based on how much you have cleared, how much you have healed. So if you've been feeling blocked, go back through certain things that caused you to be upset with different people, places, and things. And if you feel that trigger, like if you start to feel angry, that's where you haven't healed from. I've learned that. I used to think, oh, well, through my everyday, I don't act mad, But then if somebody if somebody brings up somebody's name and you instantly get angry, then that means that there's some healing that's still taking place. But this is what's beautiful. The universe is prepping you, Aries. It has great things in store for you that it wants to give you to manifest. That happy life, that abundance is here. But these wounds was holding you back. This self-love. You wasn't loving yourself enough. But the best part is, you're getting out of that. You're not letting your past trap you anymore. I feel this is, like I said, preparation for Aries. So when you go into Aries season, you're going to have that motivation back. You're going to be more powerful than ever because you went through isolation to get to know yourself, to give that apology to yourself for what you've been through. And also see how powerful you are, that you create your new beginnings. You do. And that through that self-love and admiration and healing, you are finally able to free that prison you put yourself in. That is so powerful. And let's see why the 10 of Pentacles is here. Ace of Pentacles. I'm speechless in this reading because all I see is self-healing. Universe is like, continue to focus on your self-healing. Everything. The love that you've been wanting or desiring. The abundance that you have been desiring. What's been holding you back has been you, but your wounds, what you've been through. So the more that you continue to focus on you, do you know how abundant you're about to be? And I'm going to tell you, this is for me too, even though I'm not an Aries, but I completely relate to this reading. Your energy is different when you heal. It is so different. It don't matter what's going on in the world. It's kind of like, well, all I have the power to do is to be the best me I could be every day. And that could touch someone. Me smiling at a stranger down the street. It's like you feel like you just want to give love, not just towards one person. It's like you love yourself so much that you want to make everybody else's experience that you come in contact with. Like for me, when I go to restaurants, even though I don't work in fast food no more, I always move the dishes to the side. I always make sure I help these people have an easier day. I go into the store and know what I want because I know what that feels like to work in fast food. So I know how stressful that is. Until you go through that, let me tell you, fast food is stressful. We deal with I used to. I've saw so many things like people died on my job, people overdosed on my job, people fought at my job. That job was, listen. So I know what it's like. That's how I think about life. If I don't like it, I'm not going to put someone else through that. And just because I'm not there anymore doesn't mean I look down on certain people, because that's what we see too. We see certain people get to where they be and then they start to treat people a certain way because they're at a certain authority. But I never did that. I always looked at people as an equal, no less than me. I always wanted people to find their own strength, their own gifts. And that's all I ever wanted to do. And that's why I love doing what I do here. It's not about the numbers, the subscribers, or any of that. It's me finally having a voice, because I never had the strength to do this. I always stayed behind the scenes. But now for me to speak my truth and put it out to the world, that was something I never thought I would be doing. And it was one of my biggest fears. But I'm telling you, I have conquered my fears so much throughout my life, and so are you, Aries. Be patient with yourself during this week, because there's great things to come. Because your season is coming. And the universe is preparing you for it. The universe is preparing you for it. King of Pentacles. Everything that you have been wanting has been waiting for you. That's the ironic part about this. If you've been questioning, where is this? Where is that? The universe is like it's within you. Nothing outside of you will bring you happiness but you. And once you love and appreciate where you are in the moment, and those moments of isolation that is necessary when we go through life, it gives that rebirth to newness, to new vibrations, new people. So I really hope that you guys appreciate this reading, and I'll catch you guys next week.